Hello. Hope the lighting's okay. I know the sun is coming in from this side, so it could be a little off. This is the same day as the last video I posted with the very long drawn out skincare routine. But I just got in the car. I'm gonna head over to a local coffee shop and I'm going to work on, I don't know if you know of the trend, it's very popular, or at least it is on my For You page on TikTok right now, and it's where you create a curriculum for yourself. And I like the idea of that. I think that's really fun. So I've compiled a lot of templates and inspiration from other people, and I want to go to the coffee shop and sit so that I can kind of get out of the house for a little bit and kind of put all my ideas together and figure out if I want to do it monthly or kind of semesters like school. Figure out how I want to do it, what I might want to be my first courses, and then also how I want to do it, if I want it to be project-based, rating-based, a mix. Yeah, so I'm about to head to the coffee shop to get that started. I've got a bag full of notebooks, and I'm gonna see if I can set up to where I can get a little footage that maybe I can time-lapse or put some copyright-free music over and make it aesthetic and cute. We'll see if I can do that. Ooh. I just noticed a spider web on my side view mirror, which is horrifying to me. I am incredibly arachnophobic, so I'll have to figure that one out, but not right this second. So I will see you at the coffee shop, and yeah. Okay, so I don't have a good place to put you, so I'm just gonna hold you, and I'm sorry if the camera is a little shaky. I'm gonna try not to look at my own face. I am using front camera because that's just where we're at. But I just got back from the coffee shop, and what I was working on, like I said before, was trying to start figuring out ideas for a personal curriculum. Here's what I came up with. So basically the thing that I followed, I'm so shaky, I'm so sorry. I followed a couple of different templates to kind of get you started. I started with 3 topics that interest me. I narrowed the focus a little bit with subtopics. And then for some of it, no, I think for all of it, I picked media I'd be using to get my information from. And then the last thing was engage, challenge, and apply. So this is what you're doing. This isn't necessarily part of the planning process. This would include essays, video essays, essentially book reports, bringing it into your daily life, that kind of stuff. So I didn't write anything down for that because I just want to reassess what feels good after I start working on learning some of this stuff. Also, I'm just like reading off of this, which is why I'm looking over here. So the general topics that they're kind of funny. So one of them is cooking. The other is photography. I'm gonna drop my phone, hang on. And then the last one is Anthony Bourdain. I have had a hyper fixation, I guess, on him for like on and off for years. I just think he's a very interesting person. But I also am mixing this with some tips regarding like hobbies that I got from a different person. Basically, one of them being like a free hobby, one of them being what she calls like coffee money. I really cannot remember her name, so I'm sorry I'm not citing this source, but the other one is called like coffee money, which I'm interpreting as like little bits and pieces of your budget that you can adjust without too much investment, and then your like investment hobby. So for me, the Anthony Bourdain category is free for me because I already have a subscription to whichever streaming service has the majority of his shows. And then I also have like all of his books. That's going to be the media that I reference mostly. And then also if I can find like videos or articles of people talking about his impact on them, because my subtopics for him are like his work / like his history, and then his philosophy and his impact. So I'm going to, this is just kind of like basics of where I'm going to start. I want to actually sit down again and build out units and give myself like day by day or like week by week goals. This is why I think this is going to be more of a semester thing, like maybe between now and the end of the year. Cause it's already halfway through October and I really don't want to give myself so much that it's more likely that I fail. I want to give myself an opportunity to achieve this. So for the cooking category, which I didn't realize those two were going to go together when I originally picked them, which is like silly and glaringly obvious, but I'm also very into cooking. My sub-concepts or my subtopics include concepts, like general cooking concepts, and like flavor rules, etc. I think for that I'm going to go through, I have a copy of Salt, Fat, Acid, Heat. I think I'm going to go through that again and actually take notes and like study it. Another subtopic is recipe development. So I'm going to go through all of my cookbooks and like take notes and see what things are similar, what things are different, and then how kind of reverse engineer what it takes to develop and build a recipe. And then the last one for that is going to be techniques, which is going to be a lot of physical practice. So like knife technique and trying to cook things ways that I'm not comfortable with yet, or cooking different meats that I'm not comfortable with, whatever. So the media I'll be using for that, at least as a starting point, are the cookbooks that I have, cooking videos, and then there are a couple of writers on Substack that I have followed in the past. I'll see if I still have subscriptions to them or not. If not, they're really cheap and totally worth it, and can be really educational. So the last one being photography. Sorry for covering the camera. The last one being photography. That's my investment hobby / I have no idea where I was going with that. Anyway, the things I want to work on within photography are different forms. So like video, digital, and film. And And then I also want to go into lighting and composition. So within this, it's going to be a lot of physical practice, exploring other photographers' work, whether that be like online or physical photo books from the library, etc. I'm going to reference a lot of YouTube videos. There's so much awesome photography and videography related content on YouTube, which makes sense, but I'm definitely going to use YouTube as a source, and then Substack as well. And then my materials to start out are just going to be cameras, film, and editing software. So I'm going to build that up over time. I'm going to allow myself to build units for photography that don't cost me much money at first, and then over time I'll do like, it's kind of like college. So if this is like photography 1, maybe when the year starts I'll do photography 2 and that's where I can see about maybe like spending money on next steps. But right now what I have already is I have my boyfriend's DSLR that I can use. Ooh. Sorry, it flashed low battery and I thought it stopped the video, but it didn't. I have my boyfriend's DSLR that I can use. I of course have my phone. I think it'll be really fun to play around with what my phone can actually do. And then, where was I going with that? Oh, I have a really old little camcorder that I think will be fun to play around with too, especially because like the quality is not great, but there's also something charming about that. So I want to play around with that as well. And then for film, I just have like a Fujifilm, like Instax Mini, you know, the little small pictures that the really popular cameras. I've got one of those, and then I also have a Polaroid Instant that does like the regular square photos. So I'm gonna play around with those and not be so precious with that film, because a lot of the time I don't use it or don't go and take photos because film's expensive. But also if this is like a hobby that I'm interested in, I should be able to participate in it. So, long-winded way of saying this is where I've started with the curriculum. I'll keep you updated. I think this is also going to help me get more in the habit of being creative without the pressure of it being like, okay, I'm sitting down to write music or I'm sitting down to work on my book. I think I genuinely need these baby steps, these hobbies, this like fun curriculum, these learning opportunities to get me back in a headspace where I am comfortable creating things that are really high stakes for me. Not to say I won't be working on my like actual passion projects. If I get, you know, moments where I have, you know, inspiration to do so, then I will. But if I make myself do these things, hopefully that will come a lot easier, if that makes any sense. But yeah, I hope that the time lapse and the B-roll and everything makes the video a little bit more fun to watch than just like staring at my face and listening to me talk the whole time. So hopefully that added a little bit of flair. We will do more of that later, but I'm gonna go ahead and sign off on this video, and I will keep you updated on the curriculum and other things to come soon. Bye.